Hi, it's Greg from Fluids. I'm here today to talk about resource allocation. Juggling your resources to get the most amount of projects done on time is tricky, and ensuring that your resources are optimally allocated is ultimately critical to business performance, as we know that project management is really just about people management. So what I'm able to do is I'm in a resourcing dashboard within Fluids. I can see my resource forecasts across the whole organization. We have our capacity line in green, where we're able to see the total resources within the organization across different months. And we can see those months in red are where we have overallocated resources. Having overallocated resources can result in burnout amongst employees. And we can see in January we've got underallocated resources, which can result in significant wasted time and lower levels of productivity. I'm able to see across Fluids, across the organization, within Fluids, the 19 resources with capacity. And if I click the show all resources, I'm now looking at my 39 resources within the organization. So it's essential that we can understand the optimum way to allocate resources, taking into account people's roles and their skills, and any custom attributes. With Fluids, we have the resource filters on the left hand side here. So I'm able to come through and filter by role. So let's take an engineer, for example, apply that filter. I'm able to see my engineers across the organization and their headcount, so where they're allocated across projects. We can get more granular as well and look at the specific projects that they're allocated to. But let's say we need an engineer with a specific skill. So I'll simply come through, apply a skill filter. So we'll take the mechanical and electrical systems. By this filter, I can see my 3 resources who are engineers with that specific skill. We can also see here, looking at Anthony, he's overallocated in January, February and March with a 1.5 head count, whereas I can see Desmond is underallocated as he has a 0.5 head count there. So while Anthony is being overworked and overstretched on different projects, we can see Desmond is underallocated, so therefore not being properly utilized. I can come through and see those 2 projects which Anthony is working on in January, February, March. We can see that the energy storage solutions, he has a 0.5 head count, whereas if we come through to Desmond, we can see Desmond's on the infrastructure modernization project with a 0.5 head count. So I think it's best if we go through and reallocate the resources. So I'll come through to the energy storage solutions development. We'll get Desmond working on that. Come through to the individual project workspace, where I'm able to come down to the community tab, which is where we edit our resource allocations on an individual project level. We'll come through to the edit allocation, into the engineer, and I'm able to see where Anthony is allocated in those months, January, February, March, 0.5 head count. Now let's move this allocation and reallocate Desmond to this project. So we can see the allocation to transfer, 0.5. We'll search up Desmond. Check that allocation's all okay, so we're swapping Anthony there. So Desmond now has a 0.5, Anthony has a 0, we'll confirm that. Okay, and we'll force save that. Okay. We're able to see that Desmond is now the engineer that is working on this project with a 0.5 allocation. I'll save that. Head back to the resourcing dashboard. And if we go to apply our filters again, we're able to see Anthony is now allocated 1 and Desmond is also allocated 1 there. If you'd like to learn more about Fluid, please click the link down in the description and have a chat with us. Thank you for listening.